Welcome everybody. So today we are making another pinafore dress. So this one will be a flare, a simple flare pinafore dress. So this is the fabric that I will be using. It's a shosho fabric, or it's the triquets fabric. So it's the fabric that I'll be using today. So I've already placed my fabric on a fold. So my fabric is folded. So this is how I will cut the skirt part. Okay, so we'll start by cutting the skirt part. So let us begin. So to cut out the skirt part of my dress, I will use my quarter circle skirt pattern. So I have a video here on my channel of how to make a quarter circle skirt pattern, so you can go on and check it out so that you can make your own pattern, so that you can be able to use it as well. So what I'll do now is that I'll go on and place my pattern on my folded fabric, and then I'll go on and pin the pattern so that it is easy for me to cut out the fabric. Okay. And then after that, I'll go on and extend my skirt. So I want my skirt to be longer than my the length of my pattern. Okay. So to extend it, I'll put my tape measure on the waist of the pattern and then pull it down to where I want the length of my skirt to be. So, and then after that, I just rotate my tape measure to form the shape of the skirt here at the bottom. So as you can see me do here. Okay, and then after that, the length of the skirt will be extend, and then I'll go on and cut out my skirt. So this is just the front part of my skirt. After this, I'll go on and cut the back part of the skirt. So as I cut the skirt, just make sure that you are mindful of the zipper. So I'll put a zipper on the side of the skirt. So when I cut my skirt, I make sure that I leave a zipper allowance. Okay. And now we have the front panel. So let's trace out the back panel. So we'll use the front panel to trace out the back panel. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just place the front panel on a folded fabric, and then I'll just go on and cut it out. Okay. So since my fabric has some prints, so I make sure that the prints are aligned as I trace the panel. Okay, so I make sure that the fabric is facing the same direction, and then make sure that the prints or the print is aligned. Okay, and now let us draft and cut out the top part of the dress. So I have my shoulder line here. So what I'll do, I'll go on and put half of my shoulder to shoulder measurement. So this measurement, you can minus 3 centimeters here, because we are making a sleeveless top. We can make the fabric less here. And then after that, I'll take a tape measure and measure from my shoulders down to my waist to measure the length of my body. So I'll make mine 45 centimeters. And then after that, I'll go on and draw a line to represent my waistline. So that will be my waistline. So that is where I'll put my waist measurement. And then after that, I go on and put my waist measurement, which is a quarter of my waist measurement. My waist measurement divided by 4. But before I go on and put the measurement down, I minus 5 centimeters. Okay, so I'll minus 5 centimeters because I want a narrow look there on the waist. Okay, so I want my waist to be narrower than it is now. Okay. And then we move on to the neckline. So the width of the neckline is 8 centimeters. And then the length of the neckline is 4 centimeters. Okay. And then I'll go on and form the shape of the neckline. And now we finish up our top by connecting the shoulder measurement and the waist measurement. Okay, so we just draw the line there to connect the two measurements. And I have here another one of this, so the same thing as this one, I've already made it. So the one that is cut out already, I will make it the back of my top. Okay, this will be the back, so I'll put it away. So it's the same as this one, the one that we've just drafted now. So I'll make this one now. Let us turn this one into a front. We'll make this one a front, the front part of the top. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll make a V-neck line. So we'll take a tape measure, put it there. From the neckline down to, I'll make it the length of the V-neck 22 centimeters. You can even make it 20 centimeters if you want it to be not too down there. So I'll make mine 22 centimeters, and then after that I'll go on and draw a line. After that, I'll take out the two pieces, the front and the back, and cut out the lining for them. So I will line my bodice, okay, with this fabric. And now let us move on to sewing. So I have here the lining and the main fabric. So the right sides are facing each other. So on both the back and the front. So the right sides facing each other. So what I'll do now is that I'll go on and stitch the necklines. So both the necklines. Okay. Okay, so stitching is done now. Okay, so what I will do now is that I'll go on and trim close to the seam around the neckline, so that my lining is able to lie neat and flat. So here on the V point, I make a small snip here so that there's no creasing and folding around here, but make sure that I don't cut the stitching. Okay. And this is how the neckline looks now after trimming. So both the necklines, okay, they look like this. So what I will do now is that I'll go on and make understitching so that to keep the lining in place, so that the lining does not move and come forward, or when you are wearing your garment, the lining comes out and show up. So I'll make a stitching all around so that the lining stays in place. Okay, so let's go and make that stitch. then this is how it looks after stitching. I don't think the camera is picking the stitching out. Okay, but this is how it looks, and then this is how the back as well. Okay, so now we are moving on. So what I will do now is to connect the two, the back and the front. Okay, so I'll just go on and connect them like this. Okay, so the stitching is done now. So the front bodice and the back bodice are connected at the shoulders. So I went on and trimmed the seams so that everything is gonna be nice and flat when I turn out my bodice. And now it is time to stitch the sides. Okay, so to finish up attaching the lining to the main fabric, we must close the sides. Okay, so we'll start with one side at a time. So what I'll do, I'll just roll the other side, the side that is not stitched yet, and roll it towards the side I want to stitch. And then I will just do like this. Please watch as I do it. And then here as I pin it, I'll make sure that the seams are connected there, the seam of the lining and the seam of the main fabric. And then after stitching, I'll come back and trim the seams, making sure that my seams are nice and short. And then I'll go on and take my bodice out. So I'll put my hand in one of the openings, any side. You just put your hand and then you pull your bodice out. You gently pull your bodice out, and then you go on and do the same thing to the other side. Okay, the stitching and rolling and all. Okay. Okay, so after closing both the sides, now I will go on and undo the understitching again. Remember, we did it with the neckline. So I'll go on and do it. So I'll start here at the bottom around the waist, and then I'll go on to the shoulders. So as you can see that the shoulders are a bit narrow, so the machine, I'm not going to be able to stitch there because of the narrow shoulders there. So I'll stitch from the waist to the until where I am able to stitch, and then I'll start from the other side again, and then I will stitch up until where I ended stitching from the other side. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so the trick here is that as you stitch, you just need to open a space for yourself. So you just keep fixing and opening space for yourself so that you are able to stitch. You just try and open as much as you can, and until you reach where you are able to just stitch. You will not be able to stitch right through from one side to the other side. You will have to stop where you can't go anymore, and then you have to start from the other side. So the other side will take you to where you ended. Okay. Okay, so we are finally done with the bodice. Now we are done with the bodice, so we'll just put it aside, and now it is time to deal with the skirt. So the skirt is easy and straightforward here. So what I'll do is that I'll just leave an opening for the zipper, and then I'll just go on and stitch the side seams. But as I put my skirt together, I must make sure, since my skirt has the prints, must make sure that my prints are aligned, okay, so that it will be a nice thing. Okay, so you don't want something that is that is a unprofessional. So I'll make sure that my prints are nicely aligned as I put my skirt together. So as I said, I'll leave an opening for the zipper on the left hand side, and that is it for the skirt. And now it is time to attach the waistband. So I have two pieces here to make my waistband. So one piece is for the inside and one piece is for the outside. You will see as I attach it. So the two pieces are equal. So the length is my waist measurement length, and I always make my waistband extra. So, and it's always a bit extra. So the two pieces are just equal, same everything. So please watch as I attach it, so that you can see what I mean when I'm saying one is for the inside and one is for the outside. So let us attach the waistband. Okay, so as I was attaching my waistband, so I left the inside of the waistband, this one, unstitched here next to the zipper opening, so that I can be able to place my zipper in between the bands. Okay, so what I will do is that I'll just go on and place my zipper in between the bands and then pin it, and then I'll go on and attach it. and the zipper is now attached. So the next thing now is to attach the bodies. Okay, so we'll bring back the bodies so that we can attach it. So we'll attach the bodies inside the waistband. Okay, but before we go on and attach it, I'll go on and mark the center of the skirt. Okay, so I'll mark the midpoint of the skirt, and then after that I'll go on and mark the midpoint of the bodies. So I'll mark the midpoint of the front bodies, and then I'll mark the midpoint of the back bodies so that I can match those to the skirt. So I will attach the bodies on the seam inside the waistband. So this is where I'll attach my bodies. So I'll just match the center front and both the center front of the bodies and the center front of the skirt, and then I'll go on and pin it so that I can take it to the machine. So I'll do the same thing with the back. So center back of the bodies and the center back of the skirt will be attached to each other, pin, and then take to the machine to attach. Okay. And now stitching is done and the bodice is attached. So the next thing now is to finish the whole thing up. So we'll just close the waistband now. To finish up our dress, finish up attaching the bodice together with the skirt, we'll just close the waistband. And then I went on and made the pockets.